everyone, and welcome back to Med Academy by Yasa. Yasa, it's me, and I'm a violinist. I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia, to United States, Florida, almost 10 years ago. And in this pandemic, I would like to share with you my thoughts, ideas, and beliefs, and to hear yours, so we can go through this time and connect, at least via internet, right? So today we're talking in my Med Academy, Dating in America. My Med Academy doesn't have any psychologists on staff, so this is purely comes from all the vast majority of all the wisdom that is attainable to us through books, through communicating with philosophers, and hopefully with each other, right? So if my advice and my ideas bring you to the edge of poverty and suicide and your marriage to divorce, you can't sue me. I have no responsibility in this, okay? It's just purely fictional and purely for fun. So anyways, I wanted to see why are we so hesitant, and why is it so hard for us to talk about our weaknesses and our weirdnesses and quirkiness? Listening to my favorite philosopher of modern time, English philosopher, Alain de Botton, I think his name pronounced like that, Alain de Botton, he's saying that meeting first time at the dinner, we have to tell each other about our quirkiness and how are we met. I'm met like this, how are you met? And that would save so much time to both of us and to all of us, just to knowing each other's craziness right away. But I'm wondering if it's a possibility in our first date, for example, or our first meeting, if it's really possible to do so. Would I be able to say, how am I mad? Why we feel so vulnerable to admit our quirkiness and our craziness and our, I guess, flaws, right? Then there's another question, what do we consider as a flaw? And how do we even know ourselves? You know, I really started analyzing myself, judging by Alain de Botton's standards. And he said, if you think that you are perfect and it's easy to live with you, you are crazy. Because there is no such thing as perfect, and it's impossible to live with anyone. Everyone has their stuff going on. And then I was thinking, well, but I'm a pretty easygoing person, and I'm very flexible, and I'm very sensitive. So I think it's easy to live with me. So I was exactly the person he was talking about, who doesn't really admit that they are in trouble and they have a lot of heavy stuff going on for them, and a lot of quirks that are easy and difficult to live with and easy to notice. So I started digging deeper and thinking, what would I say on that first date? How crazy am I? And at the same time, I felt, well, if I admit my flaws right away, then probably that person wouldn't be interested in me anymore, right? Because what if my flaws are really scary? And what if he will be judgmental? So the first thing we are really concerned about here is the judgment that we receive from people, right? And well, first step is to get to the flaws themselves, because I wasn't even ready to admit that I do have them. Then maybe analyzing things and digging deeper, I can admit some things probably, but how would I be able to really say it on the first date, right? Now, my question is this: do you agree with Alain de Botton? Do you agree that we have to admit our faults from the beginning, and it will be just easier because if they're not going to take us for who we are right away? Oh well, at least we saved so much time, so many dates possible dates that we don't have to go to now, right? If all those things are deal breakers. And this, or should we still put our best foot forward and pretend to be our best for a while, and then when the things come out, it's already going to be much easier because we are kind of attached to each other, right? And maybe we will be more forgiving to the flaws. At the same time, if this is a good course of action and you should admit your faults from the beginning, or your craziness, or things that you go off of, or things that triggers for you, how do I actually say that? Because when is the perfect time to say, oh, yeah, I actually have problems with this, and it's so hard to admit it. And right now I'm thinking I'm ready to tell you guys my flaws, but I'm not actually. We're not on the first date even. We know each other already, but I still don't want to admit it. So 2 questions for you guys. Do you think it's a good idea to right away say where your boundaries are and what are some problems that potentially you guys could experience in the future that you think are rooted in your inability to be more flexible in this particular area? Is it okay to admit your craziness right away, your quirks? Or should we pretend for a while to be perfect? And then second, if we should admit our craziness, how do we do it? When is a good time to do that? And how do we present it in a way that is comfortable for us too? Because we don't want to go through humiliation of being just judged and smirked at. One thing if the date ends badly or ends well, but you guys never see each other again. Okay, at least you admitted your craziness and you guys part ways. You saved the time. But what if you're being humiliated? What if you're being laughed at? What if the experience of admitting it wasn't actually a therapeutic thing? It was really an awful experience to say that and not finding support and finding only judgment from the other party. So those are the questions I've been thinking about, and I would like to hear your input, please. Okay, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again, guys, very, very soon here at Mad Academy by Yasa. Bye. Пока.
Y pa' empezar